It's a dangerous distraction that many drivers aren't willing to give up yet, texting while driving.
There's a law on the books to prevent it, but it's confusing for both police and drivers. I hit the roads to break down the problem and see it firsthand. Here she is in plain view, distracted on her smartphone while driving. We followed her for about 2 miles on I-40 West. All the while, she's looking down at her phone, biting her nails, barely paying attention to the busy interstate. I continued to drive as my videographer scoured for drivers consumed in their phones. This guy saw our camera and put his phone in his shirt pocket.
It's getting to where it's being very, very dangerous out here. And it carries the same type of distractions or impairment rather as like driving while impaired.
The law allows drivers to look up numbers while the car is moving, but they can't manually text. State Highway Patrol Lieutenant Jeff Gordon says that's a challenge for officers.
We have to basically build our case and try to decide whether you're actually manually texting or whether you're actually looking at a phone number.
So if you were to pull them over and say, I believe you were texting, and they say, no, I was not.
I have to take their word for it.
Let's break down the texting while driving law. While driving, it's legal to look up a phone number, type in a phone number, and even look up an address. It's also legal to text while you're stopped. But once you start driving, it becomes illegal. Well, how about social media? You can look at sites like Twitter and Facebook and scroll through your music library while driving, but it's illegal to type in text. Police say 32-year-old Courtney Ann Sanford posted this message to Facebook. The happy song makes me happy, moments before she crashed and died in High Point last April. Investigators also discovered she was posting selfies as she drove down the road. In 2010-2011, statewide, 879 cases were filed for texting while driving. 3 years later, that number more than doubled to 2018. Wake County had the most at 257. Cumberland County had 42. Johnston County, 27. And 12 cases were filed in Durham County. How do the things you do every day rate on the distraction scale? A study by AAA Carolinas shows on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest level of mental distraction, Apple's Siri rated a 4. Listening to the radio rated as a Category 1 distraction. Using speech to text was a Category 3 distraction. And talking on a handheld or hands-free cell phone was ranked as a Category 2 distraction.
Call John Doe. Please say a phone book name.
Some North Carolina politicians are pushing for a hands-free bill, thinking it's a safer option.
Research has shown that it's considered as cognitive impairment, which means that you're not aware of your environment.
Bottom line, follow the law. Don't text and drive.
You know, at the end of the day, the real responsibility rests with one person, and that's the driver.
Now, the penalty if you get caught texting while driving is a $100 fine. There's no points assigned to your driver's license and no insurance points. Only 14 states in the U.S. prohibit all drivers from using handheld cell phones while driving. You can find an interactive map of distracted driving laws in all 50 states right now on our website, WNCN.com.